All right, we are getting ready to be live in just a moment. Try and refresh the screen for Abigail.
I can see it. Oh, okay.
Yay, we are live. All right, I'm going to share this with Growing Gratitude. So if you guys are not in Growing Gratitude, do that. Join us and join us to come meet Aviance. One more share. Share to a group. There we go. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay. Ooh, I'm so excited. All right, y'all. Thank you for joining us live. We have some news today. We have an interview today. We are interviewing Aviance Cobb. We are here to introduce her to you. Welcome, babe.
Yes. Hey.
Yes. All
Yay.
right. So, real quick, I want to give you guys a bit of background. As you read in the title, we are introducing Aviance as our newest Hearts Unleashed Book Club coach and host. This is not a new relationship. I met Aviance back in 2012 and 13 when I was teaching at Whiting High School. She was also a French teacher. Not also, I was PE, she was health, but she was a French teacher and she was a club sponsor, a class sponsor, right?
Yes.
Yes. And super active, super energetic, vibrant. And we taught together and then didn't reconnect until about 2017 when I published my first book. She got the book. We started chatting. We kind of rekindled that relationship. And then she joined the Hearts Unleashed Book Club, the very first Hearts Unleashed Book Club, first or second. And that was back in 2018. And we have stayed connected ever since. It's been so beautiful to watch her transform and grow. She's participated in multiple book clubs and then also has done one-on-one coaching. And so watching, I gotta like acknowledge you for a moment because watching Aviance grow has just been phenomenal. We were just discussing before the call, like she's been teaching and working with children for 20 years, 20 plus years, honestly. And to reflect the leadership in somebody and then watch them see it for themselves is so beautiful. So it's been so fun to watch her now take on becoming a Hearts Unleashed book club host. And so tell us a little bit about you, boo.
Okay. So as you were, I mean, my heart is very, very just like I'm just filled with joy to be a part of the Hearts Unleashed family. And as you were talking and just saying the 20 plus years, like I was reflecting, just thinking about uh, the children that I have encountered like in my life, and I was just mentioning that I was a Sunday school teacher. I was oh gosh, I was the praise dance leader. I was the youth leader. I was the secretary for the Illinois District Youth Council with the in the Apostolic faith. Um, in my neighborhood where I grew up, I remember years ago taking the kids, whoever was out on the block. I was like, "Come on, let's go to the church down the street." My nephew included. So it's just been a great experience to just to connect with the young people that I've connected with over the years and just listening to them, like being an ear, being someone who listens to them, being someone who can relate, to things that they're going through in life. And so it's just been like an awesome discovery for me. And the Hearts Unleash, the book club that I joined in 2018, um, the one-on-one coaching, which has allowed me to discover who I am. I am grace. I am brilliance. I am love. It's a couple more in there. I can't think of it right now because I'm just like I'm over here, just like
Yes.
nervous because this is something that I have been wanting and waiting to do for so long. And so I have a passion, a really, really strong passion to lead young people because they're here. They're not going anywhere.
They're coming up.
And so it's just been a pleasure, like to see, former students who said, Miss Cobb, I gave you a hard time. and you still listen. Like I have letters, from students, in the past. It says, thank you for your patience. You were so patient with me. I disrespected you, but you never gave up hope. So just to be someone who understands that they're teenagers, their brains are still developing, and giving them the space to be who they are, with just in a judgment-free zone. So, I'm really excited.
I would love to speak into that because, working with you and witnessing you in the halls and in the classroom, and then, coming into the one-on-one calls, like the way that you talk about your students, the way that you show up for your students, some of the interactions you talk about with me, and the way that when the students want something done, they email Miss Cobb and they check in with Miss Cobb and they ask her for her support. And it's really beautiful to see the relationship and the trust that you build with the young people of Chicago, of our country, of Indiana, like anyone that you impact, and you have that ripple effect. And you know what I think of, we were talking about it the other day, is some of these students who are now grown people out in the world coming back to you and acknowledging you for the impact that you've had, and what a gift of being a teacher. But you are just one of those teachers who really show up for your students, and it's seen and it's heard.
Thank you.
Yes. And so so you teach French, and you have taught French, and you're now going to continue to grow in mentorship and coaching. Tell us some of the adventures that you've had learning and teaching French.
Okay, so learning and teaching French, it has really been an adventure, because the first thing that students say or parents say is, wow, you speak French? It's like, oh, you're Black. You're Black, you speak French. I'm like, yes, there's a race of Black and brown people who speak French. And so I am able to introduce them to those people. Just recently, in one of my classes, we were learning about just innovation. And so I introduced my students to Basquiat. They never knew who he was, had no idea of his artistry and him being Haitian descent. And so she went to the store. She went to, it might have been like Forever 21 or H&M or some store like that. And she said, Miss Cobb, she came to school the next day and said, Miss Cobb, guess what? It might have been over the weekend. She said, guess what? I said, yes, what is it? She said, do you know they had a shirt with Basquiat's name on it and I bought it? So it wasn't, there was a connection there. So she said, okay, here's this shirt of this artist that we've been learning about in class. And so now I get to, it's real life for me. And so it allows them to just do the research, on their own outside of the class. So many wonderful adventures. So that is one, when they can see what they're learning about the French language and culture inside of the classroom is, connected to the outside of the classroom. We talked about, there's so many
right, like endless examples.
Oh my gosh, so many examples.
Well, and you've shared with me a few times too, is like, yes, I teach and speak French, but truly they walk away with so much more.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't make me cry, okay? So it's about much more. Like, that's what I said. I said, you're here, you're in my classroom, yes, to learn, about French grammar, to learn vocabulary, but it is so much more than that. It is about life. It is about, being flexible. It is about falling down and getting back up again. It is about never giving up. It's about perseverance. It's about resilience. Just all of that. And so it was never it was about French, but it really wasn't.
Right.
That was just the conduit. And,
Yes.
God blessed me to be able to go to another country, to learn the language, to live with the family, to experience being outside of, being exposed to things other than Inglewood, which is the neighborhood where I grew up. And so he allowed me to see other parts of the world, to broaden my horizons. And so that helped me in, opening up the eyes of some of my students who may not ever, go to, well, now we're living in a different time. So I'm hoping that they will have those opportunities. So it was much more than French. And so I'm reminded of a story. It's a really heartfelt story, where I was teaching on the west side of Chicago, and I was in an elementary school class. And okay, had to get that laugh out. And so I was in an elementary school class, and they love French. And so there was a young lady, I think they were about in third or fourth grade. They love, French.
Mm-hmm.
But then there was this one girl who, she started to crawl under the desk, and I had no idea, how to, what to do. During that time, I wasn't trained in, recognizing some of the traumatic experiences that our kids have faced in their lives. And so this little girl was crawling under the desk, and she was triggered by something while I was in the middle of a lesson. And so I stopped my lesson, and I said, hey, let's all get under the desk with her. And so we all, even me included, we all just kind of got under the desk with her, and we started to sing, and we started to just, like, French was out the window, but that little girl was having a breakdown from being dropped out of a window at 8 or 9 months. And so that was very heartbreaking. And so our kids they experience so much trauma.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're so beautiful. Keep going.
They experience so much trauma. And we just expect them to get the lesson, sit down, be quiet. They experience so much trauma.
Yeah.
And so that day I was able to, to connect with that little girl, and to bring everyone else in that classroom to connect with her, to make her feel loved, to make her feel like she belonged. And I don't know what happened after that. But I didn't know about her situation at first. I didn't know what happened to her as a little girl. And so I didn't have that information before me. I was just really led of the spirit to just get under the desk with her. I'm like, I'm just gonna meet her where she is. And so that is the purpose of me, hosting this book club, is that I want to meet the young people where they are. I just want to meet them where they are.
Yes. Well, and you are speaking like everything you're saying is so important and so relevant, and you're sharing it in such a way that is, so relatable and applicable, because we're here in this world and we're expecting people to just be okay when they're operating on top of trauma, when they have things that are going on in their life. And it's preventing them from being able to learn a lesson, right? To acquire information or to operate in the real world when they are operating with trauma that people aren't willing to acknowledge and recognize and work with and honor, right? And so I just appreciate your eye for that, your ear for that, and your heart for that. And so what would you love to say to anybody who's been watching and they're just loving what they're hearing and they'd love to have their teen in your book club? And yeah, what message would you love to send to them?
Um, just if the message that I'd like to send is that if you know your teenager is in some form of transition right now with just everything that has been going on in the world, and they want to talk and they want to discuss. And sometimes I believe, you know, as a parent, that our children aren't always, you know, willing to talk to us, you know, about certain things. And, you know, and I understand that. We as parents, you're like, no, I'm not my, you know, child's friend, and, you know, this, that, or the other. But our kids have their own view of us as parents. They have their own view of us, their own way of seeing who we are. And so if they don't believe that they can come to us and be themselves, they will go other places. They will do other things. And so I just want to be um, an adult in their life who listens, who understands, who can possibly connect the parent and the child. Or, you know, after doing this book club, they can say, you know, hey mom, or hey dad, you know, I was you know, just thinking about something and I wanted to share something with you, just to kind of open up the conversation, you know, between the, you know, the parent and child dynamic. So
Yeah. Well, I love that idea because, you know, the way that Hearts Unleashed operates for adults is being able to express themselves, right? And so teaching children emotional intelligence and powerful communication, like I can't imagine what is available. Well, I like to pretend I can, but I can't possibly imagine what they're creating. And this is such a beautiful generation of children who are very aware, very passionate, very compassionate, and to be able to harness that and then allow them to take that into their lives and continue to apply their greatness. So I love you. I'm so excited. I trust the business and the book club with you. So that's great. And so you guys, if you've really enjoyed this interview, please let us know in the comments. Let us know any questions you might have. We keep our Facebook groups private when we have hosts. And so I want to share this because this is a very special experience. If you're trusting your teens with us, everything we do is of complete confidentiality. It's for the safety of our children. It's for their expansion. And so everything is private and organized and all the things. And we have permission slips for this round. This is a new round for me as well. So we're navigating this together. And so if you have any questions or concerns or comments or suggestions, please reach out. You can message me privately. You can reach out to Aviance. If you have any questions, you can email hearts@heartsunleashed and hearts@heartsunleashed.com, or you can head straight to abigailgazda.com to register. If you want to register, we have a exclusive discount, but I want you to message me for it. So I want to hear that you're interested. I want to know that how old your teen is, what's the background. We want to know who's signing up for the program and really welcome everybody in with open arms. So Aviance, anything you want to say about all that?
Just, hey, sign up. Like just sign up, get your teen involved. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful experience. It's 6 weeks of reading, like just the power of reading and the power of language and words. So sign up. Like, don't wait.
Oh,
I'm ready.
it starts next week. We got to talk about that. So when is this book club? So the first book club, so she'll be hosting more as time goes on, but the first book club launches next week, July 6th. Is it 5 p.m., 6 p.m.?
Yeah. It's July 6th at 5 p.m.
July 6th at 5 p.m. Central, right? So she's based in Chicagoland area, but anyone can join from all over the world. I don't know if you have any students, French-speaking students out yonder.
No, wait a minute. I'm gonna have to tag Julie. And some of my Facebook friends are watching this, they already know Julie. Julie is a foreign exchange student that has visited. She has come to visit me for 2 summers in a row. And when you talk about trust, this is a young lady who I met through an online program who wanted to come to the city of Chicago. And so I connected with her. I connected with her for about 6 months before she came here. I talked to her parents. Her parents said, "We trust you." She would, I would Zoom her in. Well, not Zoom. I wasn't using Zoom then, but I don't think anybody
like
was
Skype or something.
It was Skype. Exactly, it was Skype. You're exactly right. So she would Skype in some of my classrooms. So my students know Julie. My family, some of my family members know Julie. Some of my friends know Julie. So we do have some international students. So Julie, coucou. Si tu entends, mademoiselle, tes sœurs et tes neveux. Yeah. So she has some sisters and some nephews that could possibly be in the book club, and it'll help them with their English, Julie. They'll have an entire book in English. So
I'm so happy right now. This is great. You guys, thank you for watching. Thanks for being here. Aviance, thank you for being here. I want to acknowledge the heart that you have and that attentiveness, that love, that compassion, that fun. You bring the fun, the joy, and the play as well. So you guys, this is where it's at. Go ahead over to abigailgazda.com and check it out. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.